Hi guys, welcome back to my Yoga for Seniors series. Today we're going to be focusing on just improving circulation and feeling better overall. So let's go ahead and get started at the front of our mat. And if you would just come to a wide-legged position, so you want the outer edges of your feet parallel to your mat, the outer edges of your mat. So feeling rooted through your feet, soft knees, engage those thighs, and go ahead and bring those arms overhead. Just feeling more length in the spine, can relax your shoulders. And go ahead and just really reach, but try and relax the shoulders as you lengthen the spine. And you can just reach back, starting to open up the spine a little bit and tucking the tailbone in. Forward fold, go ahead and you can grab hold of any part of your leg and just start to slide your hands down. And half forward fold, engage those thighs and forming an L shape, just lengthen your spine, rolling the shoulders back. And as we come back down, go ahead and it's like you're crossing your arms. You're just going to hang on to your elbows and just a soft bend in your knees. And start to tune into your breath a little bit more. Really rooting down through the feet and just allowing the hips to soften. The thighs are strong at the same time. And just gently start to rock your torso from side to side. So it's like you're trying to touch your elbow to your chin or your knee. And just warming up the spine and the hips. And just relax your face. And finally, you can just hang and really let the head relax, let the neck soften. And press through those feet, come on up. And feet about hip distance apart. And just starting to feel more of a stretch on the backs of our legs. And bring the arms overhead and lengthen through those fingertips. And you can actually interlace your palms this time, and you're gonna point towards the sky. So this hand position just is nice and secure, and we can really reach back, opening up the chest even more, tucking the tailbone in. And point to the wall behind you. And forward fold, go ahead and release that hold, and you can just grab hold of any part of your leg and start to pull yourself in a little bit deeper, staying rooted through the feet. And forming an L shape, go ahead and lengthen the spine, rolling the shoulders back. And full forward fold, grabbing hold and just pull enough so that you're feeling that stretch in your hamstrings and your calves, and just relax the shoulders away from the ears. Let your abdomen soften, relax your jaw. Go ahead and bend those knees slightly, coming into our vinyasa. So make sure that your fingers are lined up, and you can just gently walk yourself back into plank. And I'd like you to just drop your knees to start. So there's a soft bend in your elbows. You don't want to lock your elbows. And I just want you to, sometimes the hips can be way up, and I'd like you to just let those hips drop, tucking the tailbone in. And start to engage your core a little bit more. And if you want more, you can go ahead and just pop those knees up. And so thighs back, tucking the tailbone in. Pressing back into downward facing dog. Go ahead and just let those heels fall towards the floor. And feel that length in the spine as you press through the palm. And just relax your face, enjoying that length in the spine. Go ahead and come onto your knees, and we're going to head right into child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. And just let your hips start to move towards your heels, and you can rest your head on the mat. So moving nice and slow through this vinyasa just to warm everything up. And starting to breathe into the hips. Let that abdomen soften. And go ahead and walk your hands forward. Press those inner palms, feeling length in the spine, softness in the hips. And just relax your face. Come on up, and syncing our breath up with the movement of our spine. I'm going to do a few cat-cows. Go ahead and inhale. And on the exhale, you can just open. And do this at your own pace. This is great for overall spine health. Do a couple more. And tuck those toes under, and you can just come on up, downward facing dog. Moving into the hamstrings and the calves a little bit more. Go ahead and just let that right heel fall towards the mat, and you can lift that left leg. Really press through the palms. So you want to form a straight line all the way from your fingers through your toe tips. And go ahead and drop that leg, opposite leg, and lift. And wherever you're at, just keep pressing that thigh back, really reach through your palms, through that spine, and lengthening. And I'd like you to just walk your hands in towards your feet. Forward fold. Go ahead and look up, roll those shoulders back, nice long spine. You can grab holds and moving a little bit deeper. You want to press through those feet, come on up, and interlace your fingers one more time. Go ahead and point towards the sky, and tucking the tailbone in, go ahead and reach back. So now that we are on our back, I'm going to start working our way into the hips a little bit more. So go ahead and, with your knees bent, I'd like you to bring your right ankle on top of your left knee and just start to work that knee up towards your torso. You can grab hold behind your hamstring or on top of the leg. And just to keep myself a little more involved, I kind of like to, I'll bring my right forefinger on top of my left for this side. And opposite side, go ahead and bring the left ankle on top of the right knee. Just draw that right knee in. And if you'd like some assistance with your hand, you can just interlace your fingers, maybe the opposite forefinger on top. And just breathe into that left glute and hip. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. You breathe into that hip. And we're actually going to do that one more time, just moving a little bit deeper. I'm going to draw that left knee in. And just notice how your hip might be a little more responsive this time around. And keeping the neck nice and long, drawing the chin in towards the chest. And then relax your shoulders. And opposite side, drawing that right knee in. Just moving a little bit deeper, maybe in that left hip and glute. And you can release. And happy baby pose. Go ahead and just start to draw your feet up towards the sky. And so in the beginning stages, if your hips feel a little bit tight, you're just going to grab behind your on your hamstrings, and you can just pull your knees towards the ground. If that feels easy, you can kind of slide your hands up, and eventually you're going to grab hold of the outer edges of your feet and really draw those knees towards the ground. Wherever you're at, just drawing those knees closer. You can grab hold of the ankles, just really drawing the knees down, opening up the hips. And wherever you're at, just gently rock side to side. This feels really nice on the back. Also feels good on the hips. Going back to center. And go ahead and release. And coming into some back bends. I apologize, I didn't say when we laid down. Make sure that you have your mat, your block. If you need to pause this video, you can also use a book, like a thick book. But having a block definitely helps with what we're going to be doing next. So just do a mental scan and make sure that your feet are aligned. So your heels are aligned with each other, and spread your toes. Really root down through your feet, below your big toe, below your little toe, and center of your heel. And typically, when you're getting ready for bridge, you want your fingertips to touch your heels. But if you tend to have kind of a stiff low back, then I would actually give yourself a little bit more space. So don't worry about touching your heels unless you want a deeper back bend. So we're going to start incrementally getting into this position. So go ahead and press through your feet and just lift those hips, and go ahead and, even if you're super flexible, just bring that block to its lowest setting and slide it under your hips, just warming up the spine. And let the palms face up. It opens up the shoulders, and tuck the chin in towards the chest, keeping the upper neck nice and long. And just moving slowly, go ahead and press through those feet, the tripods of the feet, and go ahead and just lift, coming up to its next highest setting. And you might feel the tension starting to build a little bit in your low spine. So I would just be really mindful if you want to go further. Discomfort is encouraged, but pain is definitely not. So kind of a fine line. So if you want more, if your body feels ready, go ahead and press through your feet, and coming into full bridge. And again, just let those palms face up, allowing the shoulders to open. Stay present in your feet, staying rooted through the feet. And I'd like you to just bring your arms out to the side, opening up the shoulders a little bit more, tucking the chin in. And just relax your face. And to come out of this position, we're just gonna reverse how we got into it. So Go ahead and lift and bring that block to its next lowest setting until you get to the floor, and just take a breath in between. Just letting the back adjust to coming down helps a lot with general flexibility and mobility instead of rushing in and out. So now that our spine is nice and warmed up, we're going to do full bridge if you feel ready. And I'm going to give you a few different options if it feels like it might be too much. So we're going to start with half bridge. So go ahead and press through your feet, forming a straight line from your knees all the way to your shoulders, tucking the chin in. And you're just going to bring your arms overhead. So this is a great place to work, allowing the shoulders to open. And if this feels like it's not enough for today, go ahead and interlace your fingers underneath you and start to just roll those shoulders under, coming into full bridge, bringing the hips up a little bit higher, really pressing through the feet, tucking the chin in towards the chest. This is great for stimulating the thyroid in a really healthy way as well. Press through those feet. Notice your breath. Another breath here. And just slowly go ahead and release. And we are going to do that one more time. So just go ahead and check the distance between your fingertips and your heels. And if you want something a little bit deeper, you can just walk your hips in towards your heels a little bit more. And we're going to do that same thing. So go ahead and lift your hips, forming a straight line from your knees through your shoulders. You can lengthen through those arms. And moving into full bridge, if you want to, interlace the fingers and go ahead and just roll those shoulders under. And just enjoying the increased mobility in your spine after warming up properly, pressing through the feet, tuck the chin in towards the chest. And just stay focused on your breath, staying rooted through the feet. One more breath here. And go ahead and release, coming down nice and slow. And we need to cool down the spine a little bit. So go ahead and roll to your side, and we're going to move into downward facing dog. So just a nice down dog to cool down the spine. Go ahead and tuck those toes under and just pressing up into full dog. This is a great position for the spine after back bends. Just a really nice way, neutral way to cool down the spine before heading into child's pose. A few breaths here, pressing the thighs back. And go ahead and just drop those knees, and we're going to come into child's pose. This is the end of our session for today. Big toes together, knees apart, and you can just let the head rest and let those hips fall towards the heels. And breathe into that low back. Just a few breaths here. Just enjoying our after practice glow. And I'm going to come to a seated position.
Welcome to Yoga Plus. Courses available from pupil to yogi. Sort by yoga, fitness, and instructors. Create your own routines. Access the Pose Library. Yoga Plus by Psyche Truth, available on Google Play and the App Store.
Join us for 14 and 30-day programs, hour-long classes, and much more on our yoga app, Yoga Plus by Psyche Truth. It's free to download and features a variety of wellness content, including yoga, fitness, Pilates, guided meditations, and interviews with dozens of wellness experts.